Greetings guildies, I thought I'd make a quick video to explain the tactics of Halion in the Ruby Sanctum. These tactics should apply for 10 and 25 man normal. So, as the boss starts, we will all walk in right here and stack on this green marker right here. By stacking on the green marker, that makes it so that the meteor is likely to hit in this location here. When the meteor hits in that location, you'll just run through the boss to the blue marker over here. Once you're on this side, the meteor will probably hit again, and you just walk all the way through again. Okay, so that's the basic mechanic of the first phase. The next basic mechanic is a debuff that you'll find on yourself. This is dispellable by disease, curse, poison, magic, you name it. So just about every class, mages, druids, paladins, you can all dispel it. When you get this debuff, you need to follow the red arrow here and dispel it on this side over here against the firewall. Or, if we're on the other side, again, follow the red arrow and dispel it against this firewall. As you can see, the boss's head is here with the main tank over here, so we will have to be away from the tank. The reason for this is this debuff, the longer it takes for you to run to the wall, the larger the AoE of this buff gets before it is dispelled, right? And when this buff is dispelled, it will push raid members away. So if you come this side, you're close to push both the raid group and the tank at any point away from their current positions and mess everyone's positioning. It's imperative to use movement skills and other things, blinks on mages, dashes on druids, sprints on rogues, that sort of thing. Okay, so the basic mechanic is very easy. You just walk through whenever it says meteor, whichever direction you need to go. Main tank will always be in the front here and will just take a lot of damage. You just need to move and heal the tank whilst not moving. In phase 2, a black portal will spawn right over here. So what we do when that black portal shows up is we immediately wait for our secondary tank to go into the portal. Once he's in the portal, the rest of the raid group follows. Everybody except for the main tank and one healer who will come to this side regardless of which side he was on. So, phase 2 will look something like this. It looks very familiar, but there are a few differences. You want to be stacking on one side of the boss together. You don't want to be split between the two sides, because if there's some people up on this side over here, then you could be hit by later mechanics. So the debuff still applies in this location, right? So the only difference is that the debuff this time is even more dangerous. The longer it stacks, it gets bigger, just the same as it did before. However, if you get hit by the debuff, you'll be sucked into the circle of the debuff, pulling DPS and healers away, which means that the tank is vulnerable. So what we do to avoid this, we follow the same mechanic. You either head that way or straight to the wall, like that. And it's pretty simple. Now, halfway through this, once we've done a bit of damage, the boss will start to cast a beam. Now you'll see these big purple stars that I've drawn both here and here. Those will connect together with a beam, like that. You need to make sure that you are on the same side of the beam as the tank. So if the tank is in this location here, you need to be here whilst the boss's head is facing at the tank. If the tank is here, and the head boss is here, you would need to be here, whilst the two stars would be somewhere like that, right? You just need to stay away from the cutters and keep rotating. Now, eventually once we've done enough damage to phase it, a portal again will open. You're going to have to be careful of the beam, as the beam can still hit you whilst you're about to teleport. But in this phase, we will split the group in two. You remember how we left the main tank and one healer in the raid on this side. The boss will spawn and the healer just keeps this tank alive whilst it waits for the DPS to show up. The DPS need to run from the portal and get back to where this main healer is standing. They'll probably be marked with a star. On Halion, on the other side, however, we will have half the raid group. The melee DPS, preferably, will be staying in this twilight zone here. The reason being, it's hard to DPS as a it's hard to DPS as a caster when the beam is constantly rotating around and you have to stop to cast. So the casters will come out to the slightly easier side, namely this side here, right? The casters will come stack with this healer, and they will, just DPS the boss. And the same things will apply. When the meteor comes, you just go to the other side. When this meteor comes, you go back. And that's the mechanics. Thank you very much for watching.